From singing to cattle in a barn loft to dominating country music charts, one artist has captured the attention of millions with her raw authenticity and undeniable talent. But how did a small-town Alabama girl transform into the most talked-about name in Nashville? The answer might surprise you, because Ella Langley's journey to stardom wasn't built on luck or connections. It was forged through years of grinding in dive bars, viral TikTok moments, and an unwavering commitment to staying true to her roots. To my fellow country music lovers watching this, make no mistake about what we're witnessing here. This isn't just another flash-in-the-pan success story. We're watching the rise of an artist who's rewriting the rules of how country stars are made in the digital age. Never before has a female country artist dominated social media and streaming platforms quite like this. Never before has someone climbed from singing in Baptist churches to #1 hits with such meteoric speed. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how Ella Langley became the phenomenon everyone's talking about. We'll explore her humble beginnings in Hope Hall, Alabama, the viral moment that changed everything, and the strategic moves that catapulted her to the top of the charts. But first, let me show you just how massive her impact has been. Her collaboration with Riley Green didn't just go viral, it made history by breaking a 51-week streak of male dominance on the country charts. What makes Ella's story even more compelling is the sheer authenticity behind every move she's made. While other artists manufacture their image, she's been consistently genuine since day one. I've spent hours analyzing her trajectory, studying her social media strategy, and tracking her chart performance. What I discovered is a masterclass in modern country music success that any aspiring artist can learn from. Before we dive into her incredible journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you love discovering the stories behind today's biggest country stars. Trust me, you won't want to miss what comes next in this series. Elizabeth Camille Langley, known to the world simply as Ella, entered this world on May 4th, 1999 in Hope Hall, Alabama. This wasn't some glamorous music city beginning that you might expect from a future chart topper. Hope Hall is a rural suburb of Montgomery, the kind of place where everyone knows their neighbors and Friday night lights mean everything. But for Ella, the small-town environment would become the foundation of everything she'd later achieve. Growing up on a working farm with a massive cattle pasture, Ella discovered her stage presence in the most unconventional way imaginable. Picture this: a young girl climbing into the loft of a weathered barn, looking out over roughly 200 cattle, and belting out songs like she was performing at the Grand Ole Opry. Those cows became her first audience, and in many ways, they were more honest critics than any music industry executive she'd later encounter. The musical influences in the Langley household were as diverse as they were powerful. When she rode in her father Jason's truck, classic rock and traditional country filled the air. Switch to her mother's car, and suddenly she was immersed in 80s new wave and folk melodies. This eclectic mix of genres would later become the secret sauce behind her distinctive sound that refuses to fit neatly into any single category. But Ella wasn't content to just listen to music. She was determined to prove herself as tough and fearless as her two brothers, developing the independent spirit that would later inspire one of her most popular songs. This wasn't some manufactured rebellious image crafted by marketing teams. This was a genuine tomboy mentality forged through years of keeping up with the boys and refusing to back down from any challenge. The pivotal moment in her musical journey came when she was 14 years old. After her beloved grandfather passed away, her father took his guitar and restrung it specifically for Ella. That very same night, something magical happened. She taught herself to play "Three Little Birds" by Bob Marley, and in that moment, a songwriter was born. No formal lessons, no expensive music teachers, just pure determination and natural talent connecting with 6 strings and a dream. Her grandfather had been a significant musical influence, and she cherished memories of sitting with him at the piano, singing "Frog Went A-Courting." When he was no longer there to share those musical moments, the guitar became her way of keeping that connection alive. It's this kind of emotional depth and personal meaning that separates authentic artists from manufactured ones. By 2016, Ella was ready to take her talent beyond the barn, loft, and church pews. She gave her first public performance at Hooper Academy during a high school talent show. That performance marked the beginning of her transition from private passion to public pursuit. Soon after, she began performing at local venues throughout Alabama, cutting her teeth in the kinds of intimate settings where you either connect with the audience or you don't. Her songwriting journey officially began in 2017, when she co-wrote "Clear the Clouds" with her aunt. The song started as a simple melody she played on the porch, but it evolved into something much more significant. They recorded it at Guest House Studios in Elmore County, Alabama, and released it on YouTube. While it didn't explode immediately, it represented her first serious step into the music industry. Initially, Ella had planned a completely different path for her life. She was accepted to Troy University and later transferred to Auburn University to study forestry. For 2 years, she balanced her academic pursuits with her growing passion for performing at bars and festivals throughout Alabama. This dual existence taught her valuable lessons about dedication and time management that would prove crucial during her later rise to fame. The year 2019 marked a turning point that would change everything. Ella made the decision that countless aspiring country artists make. She packed her bags and moved to Nashville, Tennessee. But unlike many who arrive with unrealistic expectations and limited plans, Ella immersed herself strategically in the local songwriting community. She participated in numerous writers' rounds, those intimate gatherings where songwriters showcase their craft in front of industry professionals and fellow musicians. These weren't glamorous events, but they were essential networking opportunities where real connections are made and careers are built. During this period, she gained support from independent country platforms like Raised Rowdy and 65 South, building a grassroots following that would prove invaluable. Then came 2020, and with it, the global pandemic that shut down live music venues across the world. While many artists struggled to adapt, Ella saw opportunity where others saw obstacles. She shifted her focus to live streaming and expanding her online presence, particularly on TikTok. This pivot would prove to be the most important strategic decision of her career. The magic happened in September 2021, when Ella posted a short clip of her song, "If You Have To," filmed inside a car. There was nothing particularly elaborate about the production value. No expensive equipment, no professional lighting, just raw talent and authentic emotion captured in a simple video. But sometimes that's exactly what the algorithm and audiences are craving, aving. The clip exploded across social media platforms like wildfire. Within days, it had garnered hundreds of thousands of views, and the comments section was flooded with people demanding the full version. This wasn't some manufactured viral moment orchestrated by a major label's marketing team. This was organic discovery at its finest, the kind of authentic breakthrough that money simply cannot buy. Ella officially released "If You Have To" just a few weeks later, riding the momentum of her internet fame. But here's what separates smart artists from lucky ones. She understood that viral moments are fleeting unless you capitalize on them immediately. The song's success opened doors that had previously been firmly shut, and industry professionals who had never heard her name were suddenly taking meetings. By early 2022, Ella had secured her first major touring opportunity as an opener for country singer Randy Houser. This wasn't just about performing for larger audiences, though that was certainly valuable. This was about learning the business side of country music from seasoned professionals, understanding how tours operate, and building relationships with crews and industry insiders who could help accelerate her career. The momentum continued building with her 2022 single Country Boy's Dream Girl, which quickly became her most popular track up to that point. The song has now accumulated more than 81 million streams on Spotify alone, numbers that would make established artists envious. But more importantly, it demonstrated that her viral success wasn't a one-hit wonder situation. What makes Ella's rise particularly fascinating is her mastery of social media strategy. She currently commands 1.8 million followers on TikTok and 1.3 million on Instagram, numbers that translate directly into streaming power and concert ticket sales. But she's not just posting random content hoping something sticks. Every post serves a purpose, whether it's previewing new music, sharing behind-the-scenes tour moments, or connecting with fans on a personal level. Her Instagram handle, at Ella Langley Music, has become a destination for country music fans seeking authentic content. She shares everything from music updates and tour highlights to candid behind-the-scenes moments that make her audience feel like they're part of her journey. On TikTok, she's perfected the art of the acoustic session clip, those intimate moments where it's just her, a guitar, and raw emotion. February 2023 brought the kind of validation that every country artist dreams of receiving. Ella made her debut at the legendary Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, that hallowed stage where country music's greatest voices have performed for generations. But the real bombshell came just 1 week later when she signed her first major record deal with Sony Music Nashville and Columbia Records. This wasn't some desperate label trying to capitalize on a viral moment. This was one of the most powerful companies in country music, recognizing genuine star potential and making a significant investment in her future. The timing couldn't have been more perfect, as she had proven her ability to generate buzz while maintaining the artistic integrity that major labels value. Her collaboration with Co Wetzel on That's Why We Fight dropped on April 21, 2023, showcasing her ability to work seamlessly with other established artists. The track's gritty vocals and powerful chorus explored the tumultuous dynamics of passionate relationships, themes that resonated deeply with country audiences. The song has since amassed nearly 17 million streams on Spotify, proving that her collaborative chemistry extends beyond just social media partnerships. May 19, 2023, marked another milestone with the release of her debut EP, Excuse the Mess. The project showcased her range as both a performer and songwriter, featuring tracks that ranged from vulnerable ballads to high-energy anthems. Industry critics praised her creative assuredness and bold artistic choices, recognizing that this wasn't just another cookie-cutter country release. But Ella's influence extends far beyond her own recordings. She co-wrote multiple tracks for other artists, including 5 songs on Elle King's Come Get Your Wife and the Runaway June single Make Me Wanna Smoke. This behind-the-scenes work demonstrates her versatility as a songwriter and her commitment to the broader country music community. She also recorded a duet with Cameron Marlowe titled Strangers, which served as the lead single from his second studio album. From 2023 through 2024, she opened for an impressive roster of country superstars including John Party, Riley Green, Hardy, Morgan Wallen, Luke Bryan, and Dierks Bentley. These weren't just random tour opportunities. They were strategic partnerships that exposed her music to diverse audiences across the country music spectrum. Each tour taught her something new about stage presence, audience engagement, and the business of live entertainment. The real game changer came with You Look Like You Love Me, featuring Riley Green. The song's origin story is almost too good to be true. It started as a casual conversation when songwriter Aaron Ratier innocently asked about Ella's dating life. Her response was brutally honest and hilariously relatable. She explained how she would reach the point where guys looked like they loved her, and she'd have to get out of there because she was emotionally unstable at the time. That moment of vulnerability and humor became the foundation for what would become her biggest hit. The song gained significant traction after going viral on TikTok, eventually becoming her first entry on the Billboard Hot 100, debuting at number 53. But that was just the beginning of its incredible journey up the charts. Released to country radio on August 5, 2024, the song peaked at number 30 on the Billboard Country Airplay chart. It ultimately earned platinum certification and reached number 1, making Ella the only woman in 2024 to achieve this milestone. Let that sink in for a moment. In an industry still dominated by male artists, she managed to break through and claim the top spot. The worldwide popularity of You Look Like You Love Me propelled it to number 7 on Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart, and launched Ella to 6 straight weeks at number 1 on Billboard's Emerging Artist chart. The RIAA Platinum Certified hit also won Musical Event of the Year at the CMA Awards, cementing her status as a major force in country music. If you're enjoying this deep dive into how modern country stars are made in the digital age, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. We've got so much more to uncover about Ella's incredible journey, and you won't want to miss a single detail of what comes next. In December, You Look Like You Love Me reached the top of the Billboard Country Airplay chart, snapping a 51-week streak of male artists holding the lead spot. This wasn't just another chart victory. This was a statement that the landscape of country music was shifting. Industry insiders who dismissed her as another social media flash in the pan were suddenly forced to acknowledge that something significant was happening. The song has been revered as one of the best of 2024 by Billboard, Rolling Stone, Los Angeles Times, Variety, Cosmopolitan, Holler Country, and countless other publications. When major music publications across different genres start paying attention to a country artist, you know they've transcended their initial fan base and entered mainstream consciousness. August 2nd, 2024, brought the release of her debut album, Hungover, a project that showcased everything she'd been building toward since those early days singing to cattle in Alabama. The album debuted at number 77 on the Billboard, 200 and number 11 on the Billboard Top Country Albums chart. These numbers might seem modest to casual observers, but for a debut album from an artist who started on social media, they represented massive commercial success. What makes Hungover particularly impressive is that Ella co-wrote every single song on the album. In an era where many artists rely heavily on professional songwriting teams, she maintained creative control over her narrative. This wasn't some collection of tracks handed to her by label executives. This was her personal story, told through her own words and melodies. Following the release of the deluxe edition, Still Hungover, on November 1st, 2024, the album re-entered the Billboard 200 at number 49. This resurgence proved that her fanbase wasn't just streaming the hits. They were investing in her complete artistic vision. The New York Times and Rolling Stone both named Hungover as one of their best of 2024, while Music Row hailed it as a fantastic display of her boldness and creative assuredness. The touring aspect of her career has been equally impressive. In June 2024, Ella announced the Hungover Tour to support her debut album. But here's what really caught industry attention. The tour sold out completely, not just in major markets but across the board. She extended the run with the Still Hungover Tour, taking place from January through April 2025, and those additional dates sold out as well. This level of touring success for a relatively new artist is almost unprecedented in modern country music. It demonstrates something that streaming numbers and social media followers can't always capture: genuine fan loyalty. People weren't just listening to her music online. They were willing to spend their hard-earned money to experience it live. Currently, she's serving as direct support on Riley Green's North American Dam Country Music Tour, and she'll join Morgan Wallen later this summer for 8 stadium shows on his I'm the Problem tour. Being selected for Morgan Wallen's stadium tour is like getting called up to the major leagues. These aren't just concerts. They're massive productions that expose artists to audiences of 50,000 or more per night. The collaborative chemistry between Ella and Riley Green sparked rumors of a real-life romance, but both singers have consistently denied the speculation. When asked by Taste of Country magazine in September 2024 about potential romantic involvement, Ella was characteristically direct. "We're not dating, we're just friends." This kind of straightforward communication has become part of her brand, refusing to play coy games that some artists use to generate publicity. In March 2025, she sparked more engagement gossip when fans spotted a large diamond ring in an Instagram reel. But the accessory turned out to be part of the video for her track, Weren't for the Wind. Following the conjecture, she posted a separate clip asserting she was married to my job, once again demonstrating her commitment to transparency with her audience. That's the blueprint for modern country stardom right there, folks. From barn loft performances to chart domination, Ella Langley has proven that authenticity still matters in an industry often criticized for manufactured success. Her journey shows aspiring artists that genuine talent combined with strategic social media use can still break through the noise. Make sure you subscribe for more stories about today's biggest country stars, and let me know in the comments which artist you want me to cover next.